Okay, we're live on YouTube. And this is Cleta Colson-Eyre. It is October the 18th. Look at my little trusty dusty calendar over here. And we're super excited tonight because we have two awesome guests, but not guest speakers. Two of our beautiful Cadillac directors, Latrice Mahaltic and Jana Strunk, are going to be teaching us tonight. And so we're so excited to listen to them. They both just got finished with their fall advance this weekend. And so I knew they'd be fired up. And I thought, what better people to teach than these two gals? So we're going to start with Latrice Mahaltic, and she is going to talk to us a little bit about connection. But let me just say this. Y'all see this necklace? This is the sparkler necklace for this month. So I wanted y'all to see how pretty it is. And of course, when you win it, it's for doing a 600. It comes in this really pretty bag, spark a chain reaction. And the theme this month fell out, but I'm sure someone remembers it. I think it's making waves of change. Is that what it is? Or is it something else? Somebody help me out. But anyway, I think that's what it is. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
That's close.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and we all need it, right? So that's up for grabs this month from the company with a $600 order. We like to call them a sparkler. So you want to be a sparkler, and it is double credit month, you guys. So everything you do counts double toward the court of sales. And I'm telling you, there's a shakeup in my unit of the top 10, because people that are ordering this month, it's like, boop, so after this month, everything's going to look a little different. The people that sell, and recruit this month are going to look a lot different than the top 10 in the unit for the last month. So don't sleep through October, you guys. Wake up, shake up your makeup, and what they say, get up, suit up, get out and do something. That's probably not what they say. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, it's a great month to do it. People are out holiday shopping already, and people are, on Amazon buying Christmas gifts. So they might as well be buying it from you too. And so I'm going to give you one little tip that I did this week. I've had a lot of time. Had some things with my dad. So I had a lot of time just sitting in the hospital, where you're just sitting in your chair and he's sleeping and you got your phone. And I thought, how can I make good use of my time here? And so I literally had my customer group set up, and I just thought, I'm just going to start adding anyone that is my friend that even if they have not bought from me before, they need to be buying from me, right? And I thought, they don't have to be my customers. I'm not trying to take other people's customers, but what I'm saying is, even if they've never bought any Mary Kay, let's say they're, they buy some other brand. I thought, nope, I'm going to invite them to be on my VIP customer list, and I'm going to pad it. I'm going to get as many people as I can. So I just started, and I was type the letter A, and then all the A's would come up, Angie, Amanda, and I'm like, okay, yep. And I have a lot of Mary Kay people too, but there's a lot of them that are friends of mine, friends from college, friends from church, neighborhood friends that I golf with that have never purchased. And I've never really thought, I don't know why before, because I tell my consultants to do this, but I thought, why do I only have people that buy from me on here? I want new customers. So y'all, I just sat there and I added till Facebook said, you're fixed to go back to Facebook jail because you've invited too many people. So I had to stop. But y'all, I've got like 20 new people on my customer group. And I promise you, my customer group, I had it a long time ago. So I felt like half of it was dead anyway. Like nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like you got all these people and nobody's looking at it. And now all of a sudden, the count of how many people have looked at what I post is so much bigger. So I just want to challenge you, if you've had a customer group and nothing's been happening too much on it, go back and invite some of your friends, and then try to post at least one thing every single day. Just one thing every single day. You can use that new digital library. Go back and watch the Boss Babe call from a couple weeks ago. That's super easy. Another thing you can do is ask to be on your director's customer group, and you can copy every single thing she does and put it on your customer group. Honestly, we don't care. Like, you can use our exact words and put it right on your customer group. Only thing you want to do is change the website, of course, to your website instead of your directors, unless you just want us to make more money. But anyway, that's the little tip I want to give y'all for this week, is really add some people to that group. And then when you see good content that's public, like on the like let's say you're on Facebook and you pull up Mary Kay, then you share to your customer group. I mean, I showed y'all a group a couple weeks ago that's called Mary Kay Tutorials, Makeovers, or something like that. Man, it's got some good stuff on there. So anyway, I just want to give you that one little tip for the week. And that's my contribution to the Boss Babe call tonight. So I'm going to now spotlight my girlfriend, Latrice Mahaltic, brand new Cadillac director. She's been a Cadillac director before, but she just qualified for one at the end of September. And we are super proud of her. And she just, I mean, she made it happen. So super proud to talk to her tonight. She had her fall advance with her Southern Stars this weekend. And I know they had a blast. I saw a bunch of her pictures. So I am going to just spotlight her. And Latrice, you got it. Until you're done, then you can bring Jana on the line.
Okay, thank y'all. If I have some problems with my internet connection, will you let me know so I can jump on my phone?
Sure will.
Okay. All right, y'all, welcome. And we're so excited that y'all are here tonight with us, or whether you're watching it later or you're watching it on YouTube. So I think I shared this a couple of weeks ago, but I know I did it on my Southern Star group. But I just wanted to go back over this and just share from my heart for a minute. So about 2 weeks ago at Mass, our priest shared this, and he said, when you're born, you have no choice of your parents if you were brought up in poverty or wealth. But when you die, it is your choice of how you lived your life. We live in the land of the opportunity. And he's from India. And he said, why do you think I came here? Y'all have the most incredible land of opportunity that I have ever witnessed in my entire life. So ladies, it is your choice that you are on here tonight. And it's also your choice of what you do with your business. And that really resonated with me when he said that, because we do live in the land of opportunity. So this weekend, I had the opportunity to host a renew and release retreat with my consultants, and they're amazing. And let me just kind of take you back to Saturday morning. I wanted, to show my new consultants what an actual live party looks like. There was a lot of girls that have never seen one. And so I invited my neighbor. She brought a friend I had never met, and my niece came. And what I can tell you from that is these ladies were so excited. And y'all, it is totally about connection, okay? They had the best time. We shared. We loved being around each other. So if anyone on here tonight has another director that hosts live events, that she has a retreat coming up, that she's got something in her home, and ladies, y'all, we can have one person. You can go outside. I saw Kristen Myers, National Sales Director, do a debut outside. So we can do this, okay? But if you have been invited to anything, for crying out loud, make the choice, get connected with somebody. And again, thank y'all for being on the Boss Babe. It is totally about connection. So we did that at my house, and the guests, I promise you, did not want to leave. And you know what I said? You don't have to. You can come with us to our cabins for the rest of the retreat. It's only $100 for a starter kit. So anyway, I didn't have anybody sign up, but hey, I planted the seed, right? Because what were we doing? We were having fun. Okay, so I want to talk to you about commitment. And commitment is a choice. And y'all, I've been in Mary Kay for 29 years. It was a commitment, okay? Not every day was rosy. Not every month was rosy. Not every year. But guess what? I was committed. And its commitment comes from you really wanting to do something. Just like tonight, you committed. Okay, I knew what time the call was tonight. I'm getting on, okay? So the commitment can be anything you do in life. Whether you start a diet, you have to be committed. A weekly plan, be committed. Your plan for the future, any activity, your income, your faith. I mean, it is totally commitment, okay? And so all of us directors, everyone in Mary Kay, we want you committed. We want you to be connected with everything that you do. And y'all, that connection, you can't replace it. We love the virtuals, and that's connection too. But real life things is major connection. We laughed till we cried. I'm serious. We had the best training. My consultants are so incredible. We shared, we did Q&As. It was a group effort, it was that community, the Mary Kay culture, the whole thing. So anyway, we sat around, we talked about the Facebook Lives. And again, y'all, you have to be connected with that. And I'm so glad that Cleta mentioned that about the post. If y'all have not joined Sandy Welch's Facebook group, you really need to. She is incredible. Cleta talked about that, or Jana, one of the directors, talked about that recently, but she really knows what's going on. So a couple of my consultants have been implementing that and connecting with her, and therefore bringing in the community with how to make this successful. Honestly, you have to post 3 things a day. In other words, when you get ready to do a live, or you're getting ready, or you wanting people to see in your VIP group, like Cleta was talking about adding those people, you have to post something 3 times a day for Facebook to recognize it. And I'm not going to teach on that, because we can all go back and look at other directors doing this, or other consultants. But 3 of the topics that to post were activity, like what you're doing, something about your family, and of course, something about your Mary Kay business. But Facebook looks to see at the activity that you're creating to go, wow, she's got something going on. So we're going to put this back through and let more people look at it. And I know that all sounds crazy, but y'all, it is so true. One of my consultants does virtuals every single week, and she has connected with so many people. She told me she has customers now in California, Texas, Alaska. I mean, y'all, we are in a window of opportunity like none other. Don't get me wrong. Again, that connecting with your people one-on-one, and 2 or 3 people, and hugging each other, and getting back together is so important. But let me tell you, y'all, it's so easy for you to invite customers to come on these lives that we're doing. And, I told my girls this weekend, I said, I think I'm being too nice. So I'm going to be like a national sales director, and I'm just going to tell it to you. We have got to put forth the activity. You've got to put forth the work, and you have to connect with people. And so I have been blessed to be invited to so many things, and especially with Cleta's training and Jana's training and everybody. But, having that fellowship and the community between all of us, you cannot replace that, okay? But I will tell you, I have been looking at Jan Thetford. She's a national sales director. And when we're talking about connecting with people, and I hear this from consultants sometimes, is, I really can't get anybody on a live, or I don't know anybody to invite. Everybody I've invited, they have an excuse, so to speak, okay? We can all make up an excuse, right? Y'all, this bubble sheet, I'm sure you've seen it before. It's an awesome piece of training material that we went over this weekend. I handed it out. Let me just tell y'all quickly. First of all, you can get this off of Jan Thetford's Facebook. It is not password protected, so you can get this. But let me just talk to you a minute. If you're wanting to move up in your business, if you complete one of these sheets a week, you can look at being at a team leader status in 6 months, okay? If you complete 2 sheets a week, you're looking at team leader in 3 months and driving a company car in 6 months. If you complete 3 of these a week, you're looking at a team leader in 2 months, a car in 4, and director in 6. So let me tell you what this is. This is contacts that you make daily. 56 contacts. And ladies, I've been in Mary Kay a very long time. The numbers never lie. So when you're like, well, I've made 1 or 2 contacts today and communicated with people about booking, that don't cut it. It's going to be true and on here. It's 56 contacts a week if you want to move up, okay? All right. So let's talk about this. Who are your contacts? They need to be 21 and older, okay? They need to be people that have jobs, that have spendable income. They also need to be quality prospects, which again would be someone that has a job or she can afford to purchase products. Next, if you talk to 5 or 6 people from this 56 list, we'll get you bookings, okay? Y'all, it's the law of averages. It never changes. It hadn't changed in 29 years. Y'all think about this. Airlines, they overbook, right? Doctors' offices overbook. So we're no different. So let's don't be whining, basically, about you have anybody to do. You do. You just got to connect with other people. The things we shared was reaching out to people for referrals. If you have an amazing customer, she loves the products, ask for referrals. That again will connect you to other people. I don't mean to sound real harsh, but y'all, we have such an incredible company. We have such an incredible product made right here in the United States. And women are starved. They are starved to connect with us, to have community. Like I said earlier, those women did not want to leave yesterday.
Hang on, you guys. Okay, I think we lost her. So let me text her. Hang on just a minute and I'll text her. She lives in Mississippi, you guys. She is amazing because honestly, like she has to drive like 30 minutes to a grocery store. Like she is in rural America and her internet stinks. So let me text her and tell her she's off. She might still just be talking away. If you have any questions for Latrice, if y'all will just put them in the chat box right there, that'll be great. Okay. Well, while she's doing that, while she's coming back on here, let me just open my little chat here. Make sure she's, oh, there she is. Okay. Well, I'm gonna see if I can't get her back on here. It's funny because when her, on my end, she was slowing down on some of the areas, but it was like, we can just say she's slowing down for emphasis, right? So, and I am just telling you, I'm agreeing with every single thing that she is saying. And so hopefully she'll be back in just a minute. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do, because I know she won't mind. We're going to go ahead and go with Jana, and then if she comes back, we'll let her finish. Is that good?
That's perfect.
Okay, yep, I'm going to let her know. So I'm going to just put you back up here, Jana. This is Jana Strunk. Jana is a pink Cadillac director, and she did $500,000 in her unit last year, first time ever. And you took the money, right?
We were this close to $500,000.
Oh, that's right. You 480 or something, right?
Yeah, we did like 480.
480. Okay, yeah. In my mind, you did it. So I'm going to call you a $500,000. I'm going to call you $1 million director. How
Okay,
about
that's
that?
amazing.
Okay, so you take it over, and I will text Latrice, and we'll try to get her back at the end. Go ahead, Jana.
All right. Hello, friends. Okay, so it's my pleasure to visit with you all tonight, because this last weekend, what a fabulous group of ladies that we had in my future national area. Rosemary Kane's unit, Katie Harris's unit, and my unit, we got together and we had a fall advance, and the theme of it was Be Transformed. And so that came from Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And you know what? We need to be transformed by the renewing of our minds and not by this world. And so we need to be transformed into the person that God has created us to be. And so we all know that through this business, this is part of our ministry. This is part of the way that we have changed lives. And so who's not ready for some transformation in your business? Who is ready to become that woman that God has created you to be? So let's talk about transformation for just a minute. I'm going to read you the story of the butterfly struggle. There was a little boy who loved caterpillars. One day he found one took him home and made a home for him. He watched this caterpillar every day, making sure that he had plenty of food and water. One day, the caterpillar started creating a cocoon. Here, he would go through a metamorphosis and become a beautiful butterfly. This was so exciting. The little boy couldn't wait to see the butterfly. One day, it happened. A small hole appeared in the cocoon, and the butterfly started to struggle to come out. The little boy was so excited, but then he noticed the butterfly was struggling so hard to get out, and it looked like the butterfly wasn't going to be able to break free. So the little boy, so worried for the butterfly that he decided he had to help. He quickly ran and got a pair of scissors, and he snipped the cocoon to make the hole bigger, and the butterfly quickly emerged. But the butterfly had a swollen body and small shriveled wings. The little boy sat and watched the butterfly, expecting that at any moment the wings would dry out, get bigger, and expand to support the swollen body. But it never happened. The butterfly spent the rest of its life crawling around with a swollen body and shriveled wings. And it never was able to fly. He then learned the butterfly was supposed to struggle. And you are too. In fact, the butterfly's struggle to push its way through the tiny opening of the cocoon pushes the fluid out of its body into its wings. Without struggle, the butterfly would never, ever fly. The boy's good intentions actually hurt the butterfly. And you guys, I think so many times in our businesses, we just want everything to be rainbows and unicorns. And if something gets uncomfortable, we're like, oh, maybe this isn't God's plan. That's a lie. God has a plan, and we're going to get into that. So I'm going to take you through the 10 steps of transformation and things that are required. So think about this for a minute. Are you exactly where you want to be in your business? Or are you ready for a transformation? I know I'm ready for transformation into that $1 million sales director and national sales director. So positive transformation can lead to you achieving your goals and your dreams, and it can lead to your personal growth, your peace, and your financial freedom, and so much personal fulfillment. But it requires a little discomfort. Are you okay with that? Because anything that's really worth having is worth a little discomfort, I promise you. So let's talk about these 10 steps of transformation. Number 1, know your dreams and visualize it. You have to know without a shadow of a doubt what your dreams are. What gives you butterflies in your gut? What makes you cry? What makes you want to maybe get sick a little bit when you think about achieving it? So I want you to take some time to dream and get excited. And if you could, what dream could Mary Kay fund that would just make you so excited it would bring you to tears? I want you to think about that. And I want you to visualize that daily, because God put that dream in your heart for a reason. He didn't give that dream to anybody else. He gave it to you. And so it's kind of like a movie trailer. He's given you some snippets of your dreams. And it's a movie trailer. It's the coming attraction of what God plans for your life if you're willing to go through that transformation. Next, number 2, what is keeping you from living that dream? It's important to know the challenges and the obstacles that you need to overcome. And then be willing to change them and learn. You know, one of the great things about Mary Kay is that we all have mentors in this business, and we all have someone that we can look up to. Don't reach across to a sister consultant. Reach up to your sales director. Reach up to somebody that you would trade places with and talk to them about maybe what's stopping you. What's your biggest challenge? You know, is it the booking part that's stopping you? Is it holding parties that's stopping you? What is it that's stopping you in your transformation process? So talk to your mentor about that if you need help. Okay. Number 3, make a plan to achieve your goals, short-term and long-term. Okay, so on Saturday we had fabulous training. Katie Harris talked about numbers and we talked about making a plan. And okay, so whatever dream it is that Mary Kay can finance. So we figured up, how much profit you needed to make, and then how much in sales that you needed to achieve. And then we broke it down into numbers on, how much do you need to sell per week, and how much you're going to sell per week to get there. But it was so good. And it was the same thing that Karen Rydell talks about in her equation. So it was amazing. So if you want to make a plan, you'll know exactly how many people you need to see to achieve that goal. Seek your sales director, though, to really just double check with her and go over that plan. Number 4 is get into action. This is a huge, huge, huge step. Okay, so anybody that knows me, I'm the action chick. In fact, I will not read the directions and I'll get into action. But guess what? If you're that type of person, you know as well as I do that you'll learn by trial and error. Okay, so quit thinking you have to know everything and go out there and get into action, because that is huge. And you're going to learn from your mistakes. And you can also stay in contact with your independent sales director, because guess what? She's already made 5,000 mistakes, and she's willing to share the curve, cut the curve off for you and share her tips and ideas. Okay. Number 5, track your progress. If you do not track your progress, you're kind of living in fairy tale land. Okay. So let me just tell you this. I came to a realization. I was credit card debt, and I was living in fairy tale land, and I was like, I just don't even want to look at it. It just kind of makes me sick to my stomach to look at it. So I'm just not going to look at it. Guess what? That's called living in denial. And that's called, I just think that it's ignorance. You're living in ignorance. So when you're not tracking your sales and you don't know what you're profiting in your business, I think that you're kind of working in this zone of ignorance, because you're pretending maybe that you're working at a level that you need to be at. But if you're tracking, you don't know if you're closer to your goal or if you're just thinking about Mary Kay all day. How's that sound? And so when I'm talking about track your progress, weekly accomplishment sheet is going to be your number 1 tool. That's so powerful. And if you want to put on there your booking time also, and the bubble sheets. We talked about bubble sheets on Saturday, and we handed those out too. So I love that Latrice was talking about that. Tammy Craig's 4-hour plan and using the bubble sheets is so powerful. If you don't know what that is, just look it up, Google it. And so when you're calling people, and if you want to share with your sales director on your weekly accomplishment sheet, maybe you put instead of the client in there, you put booking time, and you put how many hours of booking that you did. So that way you let your sales director know, and she can kind of have an idea on what kind of activity that you're putting into your business. But tracking, a tracked number grows, and it keeps you wise. If you did a little bit less one week, don't beat yourself up. Just pick it up the next week, and you know that you need to really slot more time for your Mary Kay business. Number 6 is pivot when necessary. Okay. So I told ladies the other day. So I got into a zone when I was a young consultant / sales director. And people said, oh, if you see 30 faces a month, you're going to, if you keep doing that, you're going to do great things. Well, I was seeing people 30 faces, but they weren't in target market. Like Latrice said, over 21. Guess who I was seeing? I was seeing college freshmen. I remember going to the dorms one time and facialing like 15 women. And I'm like, ooh, look at me. I did perfect start in like 2 hours. But the thing is nobody bought anything, and I got a parking ticket. So it cost me to go to that party. So you guys, quit playing stupid. If you can't take a step back and look objectively at, okay, who am I working with? How much am I working? What do I need to do? Because see, I told them the other day too, when you keep hitting your head against the wall, you can keep hitting your head against the wall, and you can keep hitting your head against the wall. And you're like, this business doesn't work, but that's not correct, because this business does work. You need to pivot and stop running into the wall. Okay. So that means a change of plans. Okay. The next thing that I want to share with you, number 7, is protect that dream. Don't share it with negative people. When the caterpillar was ready for transformation, it went to a branch and it hung upside down from a twig, and it spun itself a silky cocoon for protection before that, during that transformation. Protection is important. during the transformation process. Because if you're talking to negative people and they say, well, that's not going to work. That's not, you don't want them chirping in your ear. You want to talk to your independent sales director and anybody that believes in you. That's it. That's it. You stay laser focused. And then when you come out on the other side as that beautiful butterfly and you're flying, then you can chat with negative Nelly if you feel like it. But it's so important to protect that dream and stay laser focused on it. Number 8, protect your mind. Wow. You know what? Whatever you read, whatever you listen to, TV, social media, the radio, what are you putting in? Garbage in, garbage out. Like if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. It's kind of like a bank account. If you are depositing pennies and you're wanting to get dollars out, that's not going to happen. Okay. So you want to be putting great things in. So how about starting your day with Jesus? How about starting your day devotional time and quiet time and centering your heart and your mind and praising the Lord? How about what you're listening to when you're getting ready in the morning? What are you listening to? Are you listening to the news or are you listening to the Mary Kay learning app, mobile learning app? Listening to Mary Kay herself, maybe listening to top sales directors. I always find excitement and joy when I listen to that. So it's so important. Who are you listening to? Who are you believing? That's really important. And by the way, sometimes you got to get out of your own head and stop listening to yourself because sometimes you're telling yourself lies. And so sometimes you got to get that out on paper. Sometimes you got to talk to your independent sales director about that. So it's really, really important. And if you feel like social media is toxic for you and it's stirring you up and you get stuck on there and you can't do anything else, there's so many other things. Think about this. Is what I'm doing right now going to change my financial future? Is what I'm doing right now going to take me towards my dreams? Is what I'm doing right now going to help me create the lifestyle that I want to live? So think about that. Who are you taking advice from? Think about this. If you would not trade places with them, do not take advice from them. If I were wanting financial advice, do you think I would seek out someone that is going through a bankruptcy? Maybe not. If I were going to ask for marital advice, do you think I would ask someone that's single? Maybe not. You know, chances are good I would seek someone that I would trade places with in any of those zones in my life. And the same is true in your Mary Kay business. So make sure you're reaching up to your independent sales director for sure. Number 9, attitude. Evaluate your attitude. Are you smiling at other people? Are you grateful? Do you have an attitude of gratitude? Are you a grumpy Sally? What is it? You know what? You got to check. You got to, like Zig Ziglar, one of my favorite people said, you got to do a checkup from the neck up. And so you should be doing a checkup from the neck up every day. And so, you know, he said, you got to check your attitude on a daily basis. He said, just like bathing, it's not permanent. You know what I mean? I mean, you can take a bath once, but you're not going to, are you going to just say, well, I already had a bath one time? No, you're going to revisit that attitude and make sure that you're appreciative. And that's one of the first things that I like to do is, you know, if I'm grumpy, be grateful. You know, I just praise God for whatever I'm grateful for, even if it's just cold water, clean air, a roof over my head, whatever it is. Start with a grateful attitude and stay positive. Number 10, don't give up during adversity. This is where you're strengthened. This is where you're going to get through the good stuff. You're just about to the other side. The challenges come right when you're ready to have amazing things happen. Okay, before this, our fall advance, I had so many crazy things happen the 24 hours before. And I'm like, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good event. I can tell because of all of the adversity that's coming my way. One of the independent beauty consultants, she's actually a team leader that was there. She was telling her story and it just like, I'm like, yep, that's called adversity. So she was getting ready to go to a Mary Kay party and she was really excited about it. Her first party, by the way, that she'd ever been to. And that's where she recruited. So she was on her way to the party and she got a flat tire when she got to her girlfriend's house, and they thought about not going. And she said, nope, let's go. That's adversity. What do you do in times of adversity? What do you do when, somebody returns product because they say they're allergic and they want their money back? Are you going to quit because of that? No. You might be 5 seconds away from meeting someone that's going to buy a travel roll-up bag set or join your team. And maybe they're going to be the next amazing future national sales director in Mary Kay. You don't know how close you are to the breakthrough. Okay, so when you're at the gym and stuff starts getting hard and your muscles get fatigued, guess what? That's adversity. But that's when you build your best muscle. Same thing in our business. When you start hitting adversity, you are strengthened. When it gets hard, you are transformed. And you guys, sometimes we do feel like quitting, and that's okay. But I'm going to tell you this, perseverance is always rewarded. Mary Kay said 2 keys to success. Number 1, get started. And number 2, never quit. And I would add, don't give up. Don't give up. And don't even take a break and pause, because that just slows down the whole process. So this business is a gift. Are you giving this gift to others through the product and through the opportunity? When you give these gifts to others, blessing into your own life tenfold. There's so many times that we could all give up, but this business is such a blessing. You're going to get paychecks of the heart. I remember when Rosie called me one time on Voxer, and I remember exactly where I was at in the highway. Like exactly. I don't remember, when she had her best month ever in DIQ, I don't remember what my exact paycheck was, but I do remember paychecks of the heart and where I was at. So I was going down the highway and she voxed me about something. And then she voxed me back real quick and said, hey, by the way, I just wanted to tell you, this is the happiest I've been in a really long time. Thank you. And I'll never forget that moment, because that meant I was impacting someone else's life in some way. So that made all of the adversity worth it. It totally did. So you guys, you have gifts that no one else has. Don't live according to what the world thinks you should do. Follow your dreams, your heart. God has a plan for you, and he gave you gifts. Don't overlook them. He gave you dreams because he wants you to live them. He wants you to live the dreams that are in your heart, just like that movie trailer I was telling you about. Go for it. Live your dreams and be transformed. Go for the transformation that God has for you, you guys. And remember, perseverance makes us, there's a verse in the Bible, and I don't have that one written down right now, but it talks about perseverance and it making us perfect, and that we should lack nothing. So you guys, I hope that this blessed you in some way. And I hope that you will reach out to your independent sales director and tell her what your Mary Kay dream is. What is it the dream is that Mary Kay can fund for you, and make a plan with her to get there. Okay?
Thank you, Jana. That was so good. So good. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I just wrote, I have I got like 3 pages of notes, Jana. I don't even have to prepare for my fall advance. I'm just going to take yours. It was so good. Thank you so much for sharing that. And honestly, it's exactly what we all need, especially during trying times like this. Just like Latrice Mahaltic just went through some adversity, trying to deliver a message that the devil obviously is not wanting her to do it. But guess what? She's back on.
Amen.
So, Latrice, let's see if we can unmute you again. You're unmuted. All right, Latrice, we're not going to let the old devil stop you. We want to hear the rest of the story.
Okay. Hey, y'all, I'm going to talk really fast. Thank you, Jana. And what excites me, y'all, is the fact that we're all on the same page. And we've all been trained by the most wonderful people. And that is another thing with connection and Mary Kay. And when Jana started off, she said anything worth having is worth working for. And so let me just tell y'all about the pivot in Mary Kay. We all are having to pivot, and it is uncomfortable. Jana just mentioned that as well. But ladies, it was uncomfortable for me in high school doing things that I had to do in school and ways I had to pass, you know? So if you feel uncomfortable getting on these virtuals, take your little phone, go outside, do some little videos. And yes, we all have that voice that you listen to and go, is that really me? It is you. And it's okay. It's because that's the voice that you were born with. And the next thing is get on these virtuals and just try it. Just do little bitty things. Get on your VIP group and do small things, okay? And the next thing I want to share with you is I think my internet connection looks like it's being unstable again. So real quick, y'all know that fabulous flip chart that we have. If you feel uncomfortable, even at a live, 3 or 4 people together or a virtual, get your flip chart out, okay? One of the things I learned a long time ago in Mary Kay was that flip chart is correct. That flip chart will keep you on track. That flip chart will give the other guests that are looking at you, whether it's virtual or whether it's in live person, that they can look at you and say, wow, I can do this too. Like I can read. And so I just encourage you, be uncomfortable, stay connected, have a community around you that supports you. Like Jana said, have a mentor, and y'all make this work. We are in the ripest season I have ever seen in the Mary Kay world, seriously. But we do have to pivot and we do have to not give up and work through adversity. So thank y'all very much. And thank you, Anna.
Awesome. Thank you, Latrice. Thank you, Latrice and
You're
Jana.
welcome.
I appreciate you guys so much. And you know what she said about going virtual, even if it's for a little tiny bit. I want to share something with you. Lindy Blair is one of my offspring sales directors in Michigan. And she did a party this weekend for her customer group. And for some of her unit members, she just like set up a new group. And literally the party was 15 minutes. 15 minutes is all it was. She posted a bunch of stuff a few days before and, you know, told them when she was going to start. And she literally got on there and she came on there just like I am right now. And she took off her eye makeup with her eye makeup remover. She washed her entire face. She put her moisturizer on, and then she went back and made up one half of her face. And so it was, y'all, it's amazing. And so she showed on her unit page that one of the customers, she bought $220. Like she bought the whole roll-up bag. I mean, the whole skincare set, plus the microdermabrasion, plus the charcoal mask. And because that's the things that she talked about. 15 minutes of your time. And so don't think that you have to be like me and Latrice and Jana and, you know, Selah and get on there and do an hour long something another. It can be 15 minutes. It could be 5 minutes. You could say, all right, I'm going to be brave tonight and I'm going to show people how to take off their eye makeup remover. And that's it. And you know what happens? People will come back to your group to see what you're going to do next, you know? And so I've thought about that. I thought, I just should go on there and every day just do one little tip, because I go back to people's pages and I want to see what they say. There's this one dude, he's a political guy. And every time he does a video, I want to watch it. He's got me hooked now. And so I ended up following him and I'm alerted when he has a new video. And then I don't watch every single one of them, but I like it. But the thing is, he does it a lot. So like if he was someone that did a video and then like he don't post anything for 3 weeks, I'd be like, meh, he's not even really serious about what he's doing. God, I don't even know how many he posts a day. I really don't, because it seemed like it's like 2 or 3 times a day, just like Latrice said, like 2 or 3 times a day. And so I think really we are making it too hard and we're not keeping it simple. So let's just be ourselves and you are good enough. And like Latrice said, the voice you have is the voice God gave you. He must have thought it was pretty special because he didn't give it to anybody else. Now I have been told that my sister and I sound a lot alike. So maybe you and your siblings sound alike, but pretty much it's your voice, right? So thank you, Jana and Latrice. It is a mind game, our Mary Kay business, because we are self-employed and no one makes us do these things. If you worked for me and I was writing your paycheck, I would say, Latrice, I need you to call these 50 people today and check back with me and let me know what they say. Latrice would go, okay, boss. She would get on the phone and she would do what I said, or she would be fired. Okay. So you are the boss of you and you are your employee. So I don't know how many of y'all just got fired yesterday or the day before, but we'll allow you to be on probation from now to the end of the month and see if you can earn your way back into your own business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, we just need to put the work in. We just need to put the work in and really guard your mind. Like, really, if you take what Jana said tonight and take what Latrice said with the mind and then with the work, you can't not win. You will win. Okay. You will win. You will win. So you guys, thank you so much for doing this tonight. We are going to be doing a marketing call next week. For our YouTubers, it probably will be where I post it later. Some of you that are in some of the Boss Babe units, you will have a flyer about that. It's going to be an hour before the Boss Babe call. So you'll get some more information about that, but no worries if you're not connected to me or our directors, we will post it, but it's going to be pretty fun. And so we hope to get a lot of team members from that. So we got plenty of time this month to really kill it, or let's say make it come alive with sales and recruiting. Okay. So any of the other sales directors that'd like to pop in, if you want to, we got about 10 minutes. If anybody want to just pop on in and say something, just unmute and feel free.
Hey, Cleta, this is Kayla. Jana and Latrice, powerhouses for sure. I definitely, personally, as a leader, I needed to hear all of what both of you said, and I'm sure it blessed the consultants too, just to get out there and work, and then to get on and do it, and then to pivot. And I thought it was really great. Whatever we put into our minds, that is so important, because we are busy thinking about what everyone else should be doing and is not doing, and why is she doing this and what. But really and truly, what are we thinking and what are we doing? And I would just encourage everyone not only to get started and have a goal, but also to figure out what you're going to do when you don't. Maybe you stumble, and I know for myself, sometimes I'll have a goal and I won't do everything I said I was going to do, and then you have one of two choices. You can just say, forget it, I'm not doing it, that was a dumb goal to start, or you can pull yourself together and you can just keep going. And so October is double credit, and I just appreciate both of you for encouraging us to have the most powerful month we've had this year. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, and I just want to also say thank you so much. I took lots of notes as well, and it was just such an on-time word. And I can't wait for our retreat too coming up. So it just kind of is priming the pump and getting me ready. And I've been reading some this week on just the habits. And so I love that bubble sheet. I'm going to have to pull that and look at that myself and talk to my unit about it at our meeting tomorrow night. But that is so true. Just that daily activity and that discipline to do the things and track the numbers is so, so pivotal, and it will make all the difference in what we achieve. So thank you so much for just sharing your heart tonight. Love you both.
Thanks, girl.
Hey, it's Rosie. I just want to thank both of you, Jana and Latrice, for the awesome training. And if some of you were thinking, I've heard about that bubble sheet before, or I've heard about, garbage in, garbage out, or I've heard about get into action, guess what? It's because these things work. I mean, so if you're hearing it again, gee, it might be because they work. And so, I recently started taking piano lessons. Okay, so I'm 61. I always wanted to learn how to play the piano. If I didn't practice every day, when I had my lesson on Monday, I'm not going to sound so good. It's the same with your Mary Kay business. Can you expect to sell? Can you expect to book? Can you expect to recruit and not have any action? I don't think so. So take your business seriously, whether you're doing this, as a side gig or whatever. Sales aren't just going to fall from heaven. I mean, sometimes that happens and it's great, but most likely it's not going to. So are you putting in 5 minutes once a week? You're going to get what you put in. And so, like Latrice said, like, I can't imagine Latrice being mean, but she said something about, well, I'm going to get tough and tell them, and I think sometimes, that's true. It's like, get moving, people. You want something to happen, then you've got to make something happen. So anyway, we had an awesome fall advance. We really did. The training was great. The trainers were phenomenal, and I was one of them. And I just want to say, we were great. We were really good. And so it was really wonderful. So anyway, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Hey, I'm sure you were good, Rosie. And it's so funny because I had this on my desk because our fall advance, they were getting the bubble sheet too. But you guys, I know some of you already said, where can you get the bubble sheet? Seriously, just go to Facebook and type in Mary Kay bubble sheet and then click under post instead of people, and you'll see a bunch of it up there. I mean, it's been around a long time. So if you just do that, or even just Google it, you'll see it. Okay. But if you're going to mine, you're going to get it too. Okay. Who else wanted to say something?
Hey, it's Katie. I just wanted to say something real quick. So, thank you so much, Latrice and Jana, for sharing tonight and for training us. And I just can't tell you guys enough. We had such a great time this weekend, and I'm so excited, Cleta, for you and your directors to have your retreat this weekend. Like, I just have to say, I just am going to mirror everything that Rosie just said, but I also have to say it is so exciting and invigorating in your own business as a sales director, but also an independent beauty consultant. When you see your own people that you have shared the opportunity with, when you see a light bulb turn on, or when you see a flip of the switch from something that you may have told them, or maybe not, but they heard it from someone else, or I don't know what it was, but I had 3 ladies from my own personal unit there this weekend, and each one of them individually came to me saying how they'd attended events before, but this was they took nuggets home that they can actually start implementing. That is so gratifying, you guys. So it was just such a great weekend. And I think Rosie said it yesterday, how she's like, I didn't know how good it was going to be, but man, it was good. So I'm just so excited for you guys to have yours. And Latrice, I'm so glad that you guys were able to have your retreat and be together. And wasn't it fun to be together? Like, we were able to just be in the same space as other people. And I also have to say, one of the ladies that, because I trained on numbers and how to break, how the equations and what Karen Rydell, her dream equation and things. And there was one consultant who had said, but what if I just want to just wish it away and say, oh, well, I'll just see however many faces that I see. And I'm like, then you're going to keep getting the same results. Like, if you don't say, I'm going to be disciplined in seeing that, my goal is this many faces, we can wish and wish and wish, because that's how I lived the majority of my life thus far. But when you have a little bit of discipline, the results will come. And so I think that, I hope, and Jana, you might know better because I know she's in your unit, but I hope that the light switch turned on for her and that she understands kind of why we push that. But yeah, this stuff works. So, and that bubble sheet, seriously, you guys, just like what Cleta said, there's like 100 of them that all look the same, but there's like 1 million on Google. So thanks for letting me share.
What Mary Kay used to say, she would say, if you don't believe it, prove me wrong. She said, prove me wrong. Do it, and then call me back and say, I made 56 contacts a week for 4 weeks in a row, and I got 0 bookings, 0 sales, and 0 recruits. It will, and if that is the case, then maybe this isn't for you. I mean, there must be some kind of disconnect, because honestly, that many people are not going to turn you down. That many people are not going to not book and not, so just test the theory that we're giving you, because it really does work. Thank you for saying that though, Katie. And you look beautiful. Your eye makeup looks good.
We had family pictures
Oh, you're
today and it was freezing in Kansas and windy. So I don't,
Ah,
hopefully
well-
they turned out, but thank you very much for the
well,
call.
you look gorgeous. Okay, anyone else?
I would like to, if that's okay. So first things first, I want to just say thank you to everyone. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, good. I just want to say thank you so much, Jana and Latrice. I too took lots of notes. And Sharon Strasberg and I both attended Ruth Everhart's fall advance, but it was all virtual this past weekend. And so I have lots and lots of notes from that. But one thing that stood out to me that I feel like consultants should hear is first things first, Vivian Diaz. So those of you who've been around for a while may remember Vivian Diaz. She's an emeritus now. She trained us a lot this weekend as well. And one of the things that she said was that when she went home and said that she had signed her beauty agreement, her mother said, well, how much money did they take from you? Because that's $65 you have just lost. And her husband was like, you did what? And her best friend laughed at her. And I tell you that because I think this is so funny. She said she decided she was going to be successful at this just to prove them wrong. And so maybe, maybe you've got some spunk in you like that, maybe you have had people tell you, oh, you can't do this. And so maybe just like what Cleta just said, prove them wrong, do the activity. And so what she started telling herself was, I am building $1 million empire. I'm just going to build $1 million empire. I'm going to show them and build $1 million empire. And now in retirement, she's making like $38,000 a month. So she has definitely built more than $1 million empire. And one of the other things that it's funny that you talked a lot about building your wealth, because that was also kind of one of the themes throughout the weekend for us. And one of the things that Ruth said is that, remember, this is not a get rich quick scheme. Mary Kay is a create wealth over time business. And so what you put into it is certainly what you're going to get out of it. And so, you just have to go out there and do it. So with these virtual parties, you're either going to have a really great party or you're going to have a really great learning experience. And you're going to figure out, maybe this didn't work this time, so let's try doing it this way this time. And I really like that as a nugget. So I think for the consultants who are afraid, and I know even in my own unit, I have consultants that are afraid to do it. Just remember it's okay. It's either going to be a really great party where she's going to do 15 minutes and sell a roll-up bag, or it's going to be, well, maybe next time I need to do it a little differently. Don't worry about it. Just remember that.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. Okay. And it's funny because I actually spoke for a fall advance on Saturday. It was a virtual fall advance, and it was for my friend Julie Potts, and she asked me to teach the directors on Saturday. So I feel like we've all been to a fall advance. It was awesome. Okay. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share before we close out?
Cleta, one more thing. I told the ladies the other day too. I said, and so what she was saying was just kind of made me think about it. Every bit of adversity, when you're going to that party and you're just learning a lesson, that is part of your process. That is part of your future, part of your legacy. It's like, okay. So I just called, and by the way, I use the bubble sheet all the time. Like I personally in my business. And so I'm like, okay, I just filled up a bubble sheet. That is another lug nut on my XT6, or that's going to be, that's the steering wheel on my Escalade that's coming because I'm building my national area. So it's those things that think about that. You know what? You make 5 phone calls. Maybe that's a button on your new red jacket that's coming. So, but it's all part of the process. And so just think of it as process and leave the emotions out of it. Okay.
Beautiful. I love it. Okay, ladies. Well, listen, thank you so much for zooming in and for our beautiful YouTubers. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube as well. And of course, we will post this later so you can share it with your girlfriends who could not get on here tonight. But I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to a strong last 2 weeks of the month to just really, I just want you to think in your mind, max it out, max it out, max it out. You know, what can you do to max it out? Do something radical this week and next week to max it out. Max it out in sales, bookings, and team members, you guys. So thank you, Latrice and Jana, and all the directors for all you contributed. Love and appreciate you guys so much. And for our YouTubers, we're going